Okay, very well. So what I am trying to do is here is that I will tell you this all the related words that I have read so far, and we are going to revise it. These are very important words that we come across in the daily editorial section of the Hindu. So let's begin here with. So the first word is abysmal. 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 So what is the meaning of abysmal? Abysmal means extremely, it is an adjective. Extremely bad, appalling. The quality of her work is abysmal. The quality the quality of work is abysmal, very bad, dreadful, awful, terrible, frightful, atrocious. As you can see on the screen, very bad, dreadful, awful, terrible, frightful, atrocious. Everything is written very clearly. Okay, so basically abysmal, I told you the meaning of abysmal. Now abysmal literally you can also say very deep. Waterfalls that plunge into abysmal depths. Profound, extreme, utter, complete, thorough, deep, endless. Atha, ati gahen, abysmal. Now next word is emphatic. Emphatic. What is the emphatic meaning? Emphatic is expressing something forcibly and clearly. Adjective, it's an adjective. Expressing something forcibly and clearly. The children were emphatic that they would like to repeat the experience. The children were emphatic that they would like to repeat the experience. Or you can say the Russian is emphatic that they will impose, they will not allow the Ukraine to join NATO. The Russian are emphatic, expressing something forcibly. Russian are emphatic that they will not allow the Ukraine to join NATO. So, okay, emphatic. Emphatic means bearing the जोरदार and emphatic constant प्रभावी बलपूर्वक. Okay, so you can use emphatic in other ways also, like that. Um, he said emphatically that I will succeed. He said emphatically that I will succeed. It is also a good example of emphatic. Okay, the next word is conjugal rights. The rights, especially to have the good relations regarded as exercisable in law by each partner in a marriage. Okay, you understand this word, no need to elaborate. It's a noun. Restitution. Restitution means the restoration of something lost or stolen to its owner. Okay. You can read it. Restitution is a noun. Whenever the word which end with tion, it is a noun. So restitution is basically the restoration of something lost or stolen or to its owner. Return, restorement, the replacement, surrender, bahali, the recompense of for injury or loss. Okay, you can say compensation, recompense, repartition, damages, indemnification, bahali, puranagman, lotana. This is called restitution. Got the point? Next word is myriad. 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 Noun, it is a noun. Countless or extremely great number of things. Great in number of things. Myriads of insects danced around the light above my head. I repeat. Myriad of insects danced around the light above my head. Okay, now second, chief in classical history or a unit of 10,000. The army was organized on a decimal system up to 10,000 or myriads. Countless or extremely great in number, innumerable, countless, infinite, numberless, unlimited, untold is myriad. Got the point? असंख्य बेशुमार बहुत बड़ी संख्या हजारों की संख्या myriad. Ominous. Ominous is an adjective. It means giving the worrying expression that something bad is going to happen, threateningly inauspicious. There were ominous dark clouds gathering overhead. There was ominous dark cloud gathering overhead, threatening, menacing, menacing, baleful, forbidding, sinister, doomy. So These are our ominous adjective. Ashubh, manhus, amangal, amangal सूचक. This is ominous. Next word is perpetuate. 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 What is the meaning of perpetuate? It is a verb. Make something continue indefinitely. Perpetuate. You can say keep going, preserve, conserve, sustain. ओके. यादगार बनाना. परपिचुअल. परपिचुअल होता है जो नित्य होता है, सदा होता है, हमेशा के लिए होता है. परपिचुअल. परपिचुअल. ओके. चिरायु बनाना. परपिचुएट. ओके. एम्ब्रोसिया. एम्ब्रोसिया क्या है? मतलब कि नाउन है ये. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? व्हाट डज दिस मीन? एम्ब्रोसिया द फंगल प्रोडक्ट यूज्ड एज अ फूड बाय एम्ब्रोसिया बीटल्स. अमृत. एम्ब्रोसिया. देव आहार, देवताओं का भोजन. Ambrosia, the finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the budget is an ambrosia for the future development. Got the point? It's an noun. Why it is not adjective? Maybe it is not. Antagonism. What is antagonism? Antagonism is a noun. It active hostility or opposition. Antagonism. Antagonism. Okay. The antagonism between them. Virodh, Shatruta, Pratirod, Bair. Next word is impoverished. Impoverished. It is an adjective. It means of a person or an area made poor. Poor, poverty-stricken, penniless, penniless, penurious, destitute, indignant, deprived of strength or vitality. Impoverished. You can say an impoverished and debased language, weakened, exhausted, drained, sapped, diminished, depleted. दरिद्र बना दिया. impoverished. शक्तिहीन किया. impoverished. Rapacious. Okay. What is rapacious? Rapacious is an adjective. It means aggressively greedy or grasping. Rapacious. Aggressively greedy or grasping. Okay. Lalchi, atilolup. Don't become rapacious. Don't become greedy. Don't become avaricious. Rapacious, avaricious, acquisitive, covetous, mercenary, rapacious, rapacious, lalchi, adjective. Incendiary. What is incendiary? Incendiary is an adjective. Okay. Of a device attack designed to cause fire. This is incendiary. This is incendiary bomb. Are you getting? Incendiary weapons, incendiary devices, incendiary munitions, or incendiary bombs or weapons and designed to start fires or destroy sensitive equipment using fire that use materials such as napalm, thermite, magnesium powder. Incendiary, which causes fire. The fight between two brothers were incendiared by their rival. Incendiary. Okay. Incendiary bombs, combustible, flammable, inflammable. Okay, which can be flamed, tending to stir up conflict. The incendiary between the Russia and Ukraine border was increased by the West, tending to stir up conflict. The incendiary between India and Pakistan is aggravated by the China, tending to stir up conflict, inflammatory, proactive, agitation, seditious, and noun you can say an incendiary bomb or device. Explosive bomb, incendiary device, a person who starts fires. Okay, this is all inside. आग लगाने वाला, आग भड़काने वाला, whatever. This is all incendiary. Hope you understand. Now next word is preclude. Preclude. What is a preclude? It's a verb. Prevent from happening, make impossible. The secret nature of his work precluded official recognition. Precluded, prevent. Actually, the raw agent working for India, the government precluded that these agents were not were not but not the employee of government of India. You can say that. Means the prevent from happening make impossible. The secret nature of his work precluded official recognition. Precluded, prevent, rule out, रोकना, बंद करना, रोक देना. The Supreme Court precluded that no no reservation in the private jobs of state category. Okay. Manifestation. What is manifestation? Abhivyakti. Plural manifestations. It is a noun. tion लगाया. An event, action or object. An event, action or object that clearly shows or embodies something abstract or theoretical. The action or the fact showing something. Okay. Display, manifestation, demonstration, manifestation. अभिव्यक्ति करना, showing, show, exhibition, presentation, a symptom of an ailment, a characteristic manifestation of the lame disease, sign, indication, evidence, proof, token, symptom, testimony. Tirade. What is tirade? Tirade is a noun, a long angry speech of criticism or accusation. Long angry speech of criticism or accusation. Diatribe. Diatribe. Invective. Polemic. Denunciation. Tirade. Tirade means to a long angry speech of criticism. If you are criticizing somebody, the the BJP government, you can know BJP government now. The political parties on in the election season, the political parties tried each other, okay, instead of any kind of development work. Income. Now kajal, cudg, kajal is a noun. It means a short thick stick used as a weapon. Kajal. Kajal, okay, stick. Truncheon, baton, blackthorn, mace. This is all kajal. Okay, bead with kajal. August. August is respected and impressive. It's an adjective. She was on August. She was in August company. Distinguished, respected, eminent, venerable, hallowed. Okay, Pratapi, Shraddhaspad. August. Invigorating. 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 What is invigorating? Adjective. It is first adjective. Invigorating. Invigorating. It's an adjective. Make one feel strong, healthy, and full of energy. Brisk, invigorating walk. We go for a brisk, invigorating walk. Is Frutidayak. Concede, admit or agree that something is true after first denying or resisting it. Okay. Invigorating is an adjective. Okay. Hubris. Hubris is a noun. Excessive pride for or self confidence. Hubris. The self assured hubris among economists was taken in the late 1980s. Arrogance, conceit, haughtiness, pride, vanity, abhiman, command. Okay, humility, the quality of having the modest or low view of one's importance. Humility, the quality of having the modest or low view of one's importance. Modesty, meekness, vinamrata, humility. You are such a you do have so humility for others. I'm not humiliating you, not humiliate you. It's don't try to humiliate me because of my humility. Okay. Humility, vinamrata, namrata, dinta. The first VRs after midnight. Impugn means विरद्द करना. To question the truth, validity or honesty. Dispute the truth, validity or honesty. Call into question. Okay, impugn. Renaissance. 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 Okay, what is the meaning of Renaissance? Renaissance. The revival of the European art and literature under the influence of the classical models of the 14th 16th century. Renaissance. Navjagran, revival, renewal, resurrection. A revival or renewed interest in something. Renaissance. A revival or renewed interest in something. Revival, renewal, resurrection, rewaking, re-emergence. Quintessential. Quintessential. It's an adjective, the representing the most perfect or typical example of a quality of class. Quality or quintessential. Typical, prototypical, stereotypical, archetypical, quintessential. Panchtatviya, sar mein, quintessential adjective, representing the most perfect or typical example of the quality or class. Okay, quintessential. He was the quintessential tough guy. She was a quintessential beautiful girl. Okay, strong, silent, and self confident. Okay, quintessential. Quintessential is a basic property which is very, this is a quintessential, this is a quintessential prasad. Okay, prasad is a quintessential panchtatviya. Okay, this was a quintessential movie. It was very nice movie. This was a quintessential movement. This was a quintessential movement. It's an adjective representing the most perfect or typical example of the quality or class. This ride was a quintessential. Your beauty is quintessential. The life is quintessential. The prasad is quintessential. So quintessential is basically representing the most perfect or typical example of a quality or class. Thespian. Thespian relating to the drama and theater. Okay, an actor or actress. Natkiya. Tyrannical. Tyrannical exercising adjective. It's an adjective exercising the power in a cruel or arbitrary way. A tyrannical government. The tyrannical government beated the students protesting for their democratic rights. Okay. Tyrannical, dictatorial, despotic, autocratic. The Chinese tyrannical government made uh, what kind of camps? Made some isolation camps in which the small childs and the people, small people, the small childs and the people were being captured. It is represent tyrannical government. It is not. It is oppressive, a despotic, dictatorial. Okay, atyachari, despotic, mutinous, mutinous. What is mutinous? Mutinous is a means mutinous revolt, revolt, mutiny. Okay, revolt. Bagi Vidrohi Chandragupta Maurya uh, did the first mutinous to prevent the Sikandar Sena to enter in our country. Okay, mutiny, revolt. Okay, the Maharani Lakshmi Bai was a one of the most important leader of the mutiny of 1857. Okay, mutiny. Solidarity, unity or agreement, feeling or action, especially among the individual with a common interest. Okay, solidarity, unanimity, unity, agreement, accord, solidarity. Okay, solid may we should be come into a solidarity to defeat the to whom we want to defeat. We should come into the solidarity in a unit solidarity so as to defeat the Sikandar's Sena army. The factory worker voiced the solidarity with the striking students. The students showed the solidarity and opposed the government of precious atrocious bill, whatever. So posthu- posthumously, posthumously, after the death of the originator, Maranoprat, posthumously. Okay, so uh, the foreigners demanded the Lata Mangeshkar's throat, some kind of throat means to examine her posthumously, posthumously means Lata Mangeshkar body. I should not say corpse. To examine her posthumously. Obfuscate. Obfuscate means make obscure and clear or intelligible. The spelling changes will deform some familiar words and obfuscate their etymological origins. Obfuscate, obscure, or confuse, blur, make something blur, muddle, jumble, bewilder, and they are obfuscate. Conscription. Conscription is a word, it is a noun. Definition of compulsory enrollment of the person, especially for military services. Conscription. Conscription. Okay. During the war, the armed forces were heavily dependent on conscription. Ukraine, Israel has made the conscription for every citizen. Ukraine now is trying to make the conscription as a law. Conscription, sometimes called the draft in the United States, is a mandatory instrument of the people in a national service, most often military service. Conscription, 10 years. TNUOUS, 10 years. Adjective, very weak or light, slight, insubstantial, 10 years. Negligible, weak, very slender or fine, insubstantial. Okay, 10 years. TENUOUS, 10 years. Tennis. Fidelity, loyalty. Infidelity, disloyalty. Vyapchar. What it is? Fidelity. Loyalty, allegiance. Faithfulness to a person, cause, or belief, demonstrated by continuing loyalty and support. He sought only the strictest fidelity to justice. Okay? Nishtha, Vishwasta, Satya ke prati Nishtha, Bhakti, fidelity. Sophist. What is sophist? A person who uses sophistry, clever but untrue arguments in order to deceive people. Sophist. It was basically a selfish act, though no doubt a sophist would argue that it was done for a general good. Sophist. Sophist means a person who uses sophistry, clever but untrue arguments. Shaknu was a sophist man. Clever but untrue argument. Okay. Do you know anybody who is a sophist who uses the clever but untrue arguments? Let's say sophist, clever. Kisan is a sophist person. Yes, he uses clever arguments, but maybe not be true. Okay, anybody else? He is not that much sophist. Anybody else who is really sophist? So, no, who is really sophist? Maybe the many of the girls clever but untrue arguments they use sophist. Because it was basically a selfish act, though no doubt a sophist would argue it that it was done for general good. She is so a sophist who tries to make confused thinking look like common sense. Adversarial, involving or characterized by the conflict or opposition. Virodhatmak, adversarial, adjective. Okay. Protagonist. A protagonist is the main character of the story. The protagonist make the key decision that affect the plot. Okay. In a SSB interview, you have to make one protagonist in your story, and because DD, PPDT, na, picture perception description test. There you need to have a protagonist. Okay, a protagonist is the main character of the story. The protagonist makes a key decision that affects the plot, primarily influencing the story and propelling it forward, and is often the characteristic who faces the most significant obstacles. Okay, obstacles. Okay, do you got this? Protagonist. Do you got this? Let's move ahead. Dichotomy, division or the contrast between the two things. Dichotomy, that are represented as being opposed or entirely different. Okay, a rigid dichotomy between the science and mysticism. Okay, division, separation, diverse, split. The opposition party and the ruling party always do have dichotomy, the split in contrast between the things are that that are or be represented as being opposed or entirely different. Dichotomy. Dvidhakaran, Dvibhaktikaran, dichotomy. Okay, fortnight is पखवाड़ा, पक्ष 2 सप्ताह का समय. Next word is notorious, famous for well known, typical, or something bad quality or deed. August is respected and impressive. Plethora, a large or excessive amount of something. Okay, this is a land full of Mars. Plethora of Mars. Frugality, plethora of silicon. Plethora, frugality, prudence in avoiding waste. Frugality. Okay, to minimize the frugality, we visited the feast and enjoyed it. Okay, okay, enhancements and improve that makes something more agreeable. Enhancements. The blank is preceded by another adjective, nefarious. Nefarious means typically an action or act in similar context. Do you got it? Okay. After now, what is obfuscate? Make something unclear, blur, muddle, jumble, obfuscate. Okay, amicus curiae. Amicus curiae. What is the friend of the court? Amicus curiae. Amicus niae. Amicus, it's a noun, an impartial advisor to the court of law in a particular case. Amicus, impartial advisor of the court. Okay, they got it. Skeptical, not easily convinced. Skeptical, it's an adjective. Having doubts of reservation. Skeptical, whatever there is doubt, dubious, doubtful. Skepticism. Okay, okay, got it. Doubting, questioning, relating to this a story that certain knowledge is impossible. Skeptical. Okay, skepticism is a generally a questioning attitude or about doubt towards one or more putative instances of the knowledge which are asserted to mere belief or dogma. Formally, skepticism is a topic of interest in philosophy, particularly epistemology. Means if you have some doubts, always you query, you are a skepticism. You have skepticism. Okay, strides. This is strides. She, what this girl is doing, she's running. She's running quite fast. So this is strides. A walk through along with a long decisive steps in a specific direction. Okay. Now unmistakable, not likely to be confused with something else. Okay. Unmistakable. Not likely. Okay. So somebody unmistakably means unmistakably understand you, unmistakably recognize you, not likely to be confused with something else. They are not confused, they are not unmistakable, which can't be mistake, cannot be done. Okay, this is unmistakable. Invincibility, the quality of being impossible to defeat, or each someone tries to become invincible. So invincibility, to prevent from doing that is intended. The crisis has shattered the government apparent invincibility. Okay, today's the young people are certain of their own invincibility. They have a strong more strong sense of their political security and military invincibility. Be a dime a dozen, to be a common and or a very little value. Books like this are time is a people like you are a dime in a dozen. Don't become such people. Adjudication, a formal judgment or on the disputed matter is adjudication. Lacuna, double. Okay, so it's level. Take a slight and not very serious interest in a subject, or try to particularly active for a short period. Dabble. He first dabbled in the politics when he was at this law of school at law school. She dabbled with the drugs at university. A slight and not very serious interest in a subject. Okay. You need to. I don't need to. You just need to take a serious. Take a slight and not very serious. Okay. Lacuna. An unfilled space, a gap, lacuna. The journal has filled a lacuna in Middle Eastern studies. Anatomy. Anatomy was you can say that a cavity or depression, especially in bone, lacuna. Noun. Okay, the journal has a well lacuna. An unfilled space. Okay, unfilled space lacuna. But there's something lack between. Let's say that between there's a knee. Okay, so when there's a knee and there's a lacuna in between those knee joints. So basically, what happens there? That there is an unfilled space or gap is there. So this is called lacuna. Got the point? Animosity. Animosity. Anim is came from the animal. Animal word. Anim. Animal word is came from anim. Anim means to have spirit. Spirit or mind. That also the root word of the animated. Literally full of spirit. So how did animosity get negative? So okay, over the centuries, the original meaning of the high spirits soared into hatred. Okay, today we most often speak animosity toward between, among, or against the people. Keeping your animosity in check might take steam come out of your ears. Okay, so this is all about animosity. You understand animosity? Okay, animosity, of course, strong dislike, opposition, or anger. Okay, love can become animosity if it will be breach the line of mm, discipline, or you can say line of uh, न्याय, मतलब you can say line of this kind of whatever. This is called conglomerate, a company that owns several smaller business whose products or service are usually very different. Conglomerate. Tata is a good example of conglomerate. Incisive, expressing an idea or opinion in a clear and direct way that shows the good understanding of what is important. Incisive. Okay. Incisive, conjugal, connected with the marriage or the relationship between the two married people, especially their sexual relationship. Conjugal happiness. Some prisoners who want to start a family to be a permitted conjugal visits. Conjugal. Adjective of the conjugal describes all husband and wife matters. And so if someone who is married say yes, says single people don't understand how I feel, you can be sure it's a conjugal situation. The word conjugal comes from the Latin word conjux, meaning husband, wife. You have no doubt heard of the term conjugal visits to describe private visits between the person and spouse. But it can describe anything that happens between married people, such as conjugal obligations, which are things that you. Okay. Next, moderate. Moderate is something that is not very much accelerated. It is an average, medium, middling, ordinary. A person who holds the moderate view, especially in millennial, relating to a millennium or the year 2000. Okay, born in 1980s, 1990s, or early 2000s. Okay, millennial. You are a millennial person. Of course, I am. I was born in 90s, 98. Okay, what is this? Renzivius. Renzivius. This is Renzivius. Let's say Renzivius images, stock photos, and this is Renzivius. What can you guess? What is Renzivius? A get together, a meeting at an agreed time, and people get together. Renzivius. A meeting, appointment, engagement, assignment, I date. Okay, triced. Meet at an agreed time and place. Rendezvous, rendezvous. I rendezvous with B as planned. Restrained, calm and controlled behavior. He showed admirable restraint and refused to be provoked, something that limits the freedom of something or someone or something, or that prevents something from growing or increasing is the government spending restraints. Restraint, measure or condition that keeps someone or something under the control restraint. Unemotional dispassionate or modern okay, restraint. Bugle. This is Bugle. Today in the death ceremony of Lata Mangeshkar, Bugle were blown by the various forces. Untrammeled. Something that is untrammeled is completely free and unrestricted. If you are truly untrammeled life, you feel free to follow up your dreams. Untrammeled, not deprived of the freedom of action. Okay, expression not restricted or hampered. Untrammeled. Farcical of relating to or resembling. It's a adjective. Okay, farce. Farce is a comedy that seeks to entertain the audience through situations that are highly exaggerated, extravagant, ridiculous, absurd, and im- improbable. Farce is a comedy that seeks to entertain the audience. Okay, farce. Amnesty. Amnesty means pardon. Pardoning. Okay, this is amnesty. What is this? Myanmar's ousted the leader Suki, jailed for 4 years in Junta spokesperson. Suki sentences the 2 years. Under section जो भी है. Hmm. So what is this? This is amnesty. No, it is not amnesty. Pardon. No, it is nothing but ousted. Ousted means बेदखल. The Tata Group abruptly ousted its chairman of the almost 4 years in a rare display of discord. ousted. Okay, next what is qualis? Qualis. What is qualis? Qualis means unite, combine, merge, confuse. Okay, combine elements. Endowment. Spread your love to others. Giving, fundraising, support, volunteer. The action of endowing something or someone. Funding, financing, subsidizing. Okay, we woo to try to persuade someone to support you or to use your business. Woo. Okay, got it. Now we will deal gerontology. These are all the different things. I will deal it later on.